we're as close as we've ever been to building a new firehouse. The city did not close Convention Hall. Mass and Marquette closed Convention Hall. To this day, I don't know why, and they won't tell us. The Paramount was closed by the city because of a leak in the roof. You know, they could open up the Paramount just by fixing the leak in the roof, and they don't, and it's a question of spending money.
Hi everyone, welcome to a 2023 Conversation with John Moor. We're starting our series back up again this year. John, welcome.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here with no masks on. So
Yes. Speaking of COVID, we might as well just jump right into that. How are we doing? Because our last conversations, dealt with such such infections and on the rise and coming down. Everybody was interested in numbers.
Right now, we're a lot better than probably, obviously, in 20 and 21. New Jersey has 21 counties, and this is the week of January 12th, 2023. 19 of the 21 were at the high level. February 2nd, 2023, and only 5 were at the high level, 3 were at the low level, and the rest, 13, including Monmouth County, were at the medium level. So the numbers have dropped and they continue to drop, and the county health department still, the first Wednesday of every month, tests and gives vaccines in the lobby of City Hall from 4 to 6.
On a regular basis?
Every first Wednesday of every month they do Asbury Park. So they did from 4 to 6 right in the lobby of City Hall. And they do that in conjunction with Doug Schultz and his social services department.
Fantastic. So we're on the mend. We hear that now Asbury Park has a Moody's rating. Explain that to everyone. What does that do for the common citizen?
What it helps is in the long run is if we have to bond, we get bonding at a much cheaper rate the higher the rating. It's very good, and it is a testament to the professionals that do the work, the CFO, the purchasing agent, the city manager. So it's a testament to the employees. I think it's also a testament to the council that, we've gone along with their recommendations. And again, it's kind of remarkable that, not that many years ago, I think up into 2016, we were still receiving money as transitional aid. So from 2016 to 2023, which is 7 years, was a short time for rating. It's unheard of that a rating has increased that much in 7 years. So, and again, it helps our bonding ability in the future. If we have to bond, which we will, we get it at a much cheaper rate because banks and everybody look at us and say, wow, look at their rating. We don't have to worry about them going under. We know they're 100% good, that the money's guaranteed.
So we're a good risk now.
Yes.
As opposed to
beforehand when we weren't a good risk.
Yeah.
Right. So it helps, and if you can get 1 point less on a percentage, it's a lot of money on like $1 million project.
Talk to me about this participatory budget. How's that shaping up?
It was a great idea, and Eileen Chapman started, and she got it, I think, from Mayor Keene and Freehold. They do it. And it's great that it gets the public involved in the process. Here's $250,000. How do you want to spend it? So, and then the public will vote on it. Now, we were hoping that this would be done by the end of 2022, being our first year. There were some bumps in the road and everything. Plus, there was over 100 requests put in by the public. And staff had to go through those and knock most of them out because they weren't projects that could be taken out of capital improvement money. So they have to be that, they can't be other projects. So getting it down from 100 to 30 or 40 has taken some time. We're hoping the latest will be up and running April.
Oh, and then will there be a priority set to the projects that you take on? Or?
Well, they'll narrow it down, I think, some more, and then they'll put it on a ballot, and everybody in Asbury Park from the age 14 to 100 and whatever gets to vote on it. And so the public will decide how to spend $250,000, which adds more, input from the public as far as special projects they want that the city may not think are worthy or may not have the money for, but here's the money, and we don't care what we think's worthy. We want to know what the public thinks is worthy.
Now with this better bond rating, how will that affect our ability with the building of the new fire department and the new firehouse building and that kind of thing?
Good question as far as the bond rating, but the firehouse, we're as close as we've ever been to building a new firehouse. The council will make a decision.
Is there any thought to combining this with the parking garage, or is the parking garage off the table, or?
The parking garage isn't off the table. What we're talking about right now is going out for requests for proposals. Here, we'll give the land. Who wants to build a parking garage with like a marketplace on the first floor, which, parking garages usually don't make money. But if it has like first floor with like all types of businesses and everything, kind of like Bell Labs, it could be sustainable where we can get an outside partner to come in and help us provide a parking garage that way. So that's what we're looking at now.
Oh, that's an interesting concept.
Yeah, and just because we had to switch concepts because with a $20 million firehouse and a parking garage at one time was at like 18 million, the best bond rate, we would lose the best bond rating as quick as we got it. So it's just we don't have that type of money to be spending all over the place. We also have been incurring some problems at the sewer plant that have been very costly to fix. So that's another thing hitting us in the face. So, there's no money tree, unfortunately, in Asbury Park. So we've been lucky the past, I believe, 3 years, the city was able to reduce our part of the taxes a little bit.
Well, just taking an overall look on the city, I mean, there's a lot of construction going on, a lot of construction being planned for. How are we doing in the affordable housing area with the amount of construction that's going up for residential?
Not as good as we want to, just because plans are getting approved, but people aren't building. So, so it's impossible to say what's going to come online in the next 3 years. The plan that Carter Sackman wants to do on 1012 Asbury Avenue is a fantastic plan because they're guaranteeing a minimum of 40% affordable.
Will we be able to hold them to the fire on that?
Yes. Also could have artists like stores on the first floor and then their lofts on the second floor. I think that one's a definite. And again, getting 40% affordable when all we require is 20. If you want a redevelopment plan, they're offering us double, minimum double, and it could even be more.
Renewable energy is a hot topic now. Are we cognizant of that when we're approving plans for new construction?
There's a program called LEED. And,
the LEEDs program,
right.
Yeah.
And as much as I'm being told, we can't force somebody to go to LEED standards because it's costly, so we'd have to do a new ordinance. We're asking them to at least do the silver rating of the LEEDs program. I got to give the planning board a ton of credit. When anybody comes before them for any project, the entire board, but there's several members that just, what are you doing for green? What are you doing for green? What more can you do for green? And guess what? You're not going to get approved unless you start saying you're going to do more for green and for energy efficient.
So they have their eyes on it then?
Oh, 100%. And anything being built is or getting approved to be built has gone through some serious questions from planning board members saying, no, you could do this. No, you could add more green around the building. You could make the roofs better this way. You could do this. You've got to make it more energy efficient to reduce our carbon footprint.
One of the big headlines about Asbury is the issue of the Holy Spirit Church. Can you bring us up to date on that?
Well, I talked to the lawyer last night, and I didn't think I was going to bring you up to date because he said, John, it's pending litigation, so your best bet is just saying, can't say anything. But I get delivered the coaster this morning before I came here, on the front page of the coaster, open house planned at Holy Spirit Church in today's coaster. And this is a great article because I've said from day one, this lawsuit is the most confusing lawsuit that I've ever seen. And when you read this article, if anybody disagrees with me, I'll buy them a hamburger. Just because we've been over backwards to work with the developer to try to solve this. And they applied for 6 individual lots
Right.
to build mega mansions. Now they don't want to do that anymore. They want to go back to the church where again, you read the article. The judge said, well, like, that's not part of your law case. Then your law case is moot. Like, why are we here?
We understand that a new digital sign is coming up into Sunset Park. What's our time frame for that?
Hopefully 4 to 6 weeks. It's been ordered and everything. It's the same exact size. It'll fit into the brick structure.
Mm-hmm.
The only difference is it will be colorized like the one in front of City Hall now and the one at Springwood Avenue Park. And that one has been there so long that it was failing and everything, and they're all in color now. So hopefully 4 to 6 weeks. And as far as protocol, right now it's going to be the same protocol as like in past years, how it can be used and who can use it.
So answer me this. Why is the City Hall sign facing the way it is as opposed to facing north-south?
Decision made by people who are supposedly smarter than me.
I see.
Okay.
I was just curious.
It was a decision made by administration.
Okay. I'm assuming we're not going to be closing off Cookman Avenue come spring and summer again. I don't know if that topic has even come up. But one topic that does keep coming up is the encroachment on the sidewalk from restaurants. How are we planning on dealing with that this summer and spring?
The subject has come up, and it came up last year, and the council made the decision in 2023. We're going back to pre-COVID. We're going back to 2019, where an establishment, say in the central business district, can go contingent to their building out 15 feet, but they still have to leave a minimum of a 5-foot unobstructed sidewalk. And they can't be against the curb because they can only go out 15. And if they only have a 15-foot sidewalk, they can only go out 10.
What can you tell us about our boardwalk historic buildings?
It would be a very simple answer as far as Madison Marquette spending some money, because the city did not close Convention Hall. Madison Marquette closed Convention Hall. To this day, I don't know why, and they won't tell us. The Paramount was closed by the city because of a leak in the roof where they had a canvas tarp or something catching the water and then an electric sump pump pumping it out. And that was supposed to be temporary, and 3 to 4 years later isn't temporary, guys. So fix the leak in the roof. And I've been told fixing the leak in the roof isn't that expensive. Maybe they'll disagree with me, but they could open up the Paramount just by fixing the leak in the roof, and they don't. And it's a question of spending money. Where we met with a Mayor Hammer, the CEO out of Washington. Very nice guy. Gave us a bunch of answers that made no sense. How Asbury Park wants Asbury Park to be the music capital of the Northeast, but I'm like, well, sir, how do you do that when you close the Paramount Convention Hall? Oh, I'll get back to you on that. The last time he was going to get back to me was in August of 2022 after his son's wedding. I haven't heard from him since.
So it's not the city that is keeping these things closed, these iconic buildings closed. It's Madison Marquette.
Yes, by not putting any money into them. And again, we've been told by our engineers, they don't think the cost of fixing the roof to get the Paramount open is, we're not talking $30 or $40 million, which everybody goes around spouting these numbers. It's going to cost this, it's going to cost that, and everything. We don't think it's going to be close to that. It's also like, Sunset Avenue Pavilion, 4th Avenue Pavilion. 2 pavilions are closed and haven't been used in how many years? Again, you're $1 billion corporation, guys.
If they solve the roof leak problem in the Paramount,
the city would say, you did what we asked you to do, you're open.
So that's it. So the issue behind the Paramount is really a leaky roof.
Correct.
And Convention Hall?
We don't know. They closed that. The city did not close it. Heart and soul of Asbury Park is on life support. And there couldn't be, those words are so profound and so true. I mean, That is the most iconic building on the Jersey Shore.
So you're doing everything you can to prod as much as you can.
Yeah, but they can't be embarrassed. That's the sin of it. They can't be embarrassed. And they're not embarrassed. And they think, and other people go to their support saying, oh, they'll build it when it's time. Well, when is it time?
When's it time? You're absolutely right. I mean, especially about Light of Day, we've lost so much to neighboring cities. I mean, good for them, but not so good for us.
Yeah, but that was an Asbury Park event that Tony Palagrossi and other people, just started, and it meant so much to Asbury Park, and it was so well attended. And just to keep on losing events to other town is not fun.
We've heard talk of the start of a heritage walk on the west side. What is the city doing to help that along?
Great idea. Everybody's on board with it. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of when and how it's done. Diane, Nina, and Pamela did an excellent presentation, and again, everybody was on board with it.
And now, John, we turn to the point in time where we hand over the microphone to you. If there's anything you'd like to bring out to our community.
Well, there's a couple of good things going on, and there's always good things going on. Unfortunately, they don't get enough press. The city right now, at the transportation center, we're building offices inside the transportation center for social services department. There'll be over there brand new offices, and it will help both social services and help the people they serve, the homeless and everything else. So that hopefully will be done by May, the latest. It's being built as we speak. That was like $1 million project. It was definitely needed. Another good thing, which is definitely needed, Lieutenant Lorenzo Petway. He's putting together a PAL, Police Athletic League program. He's bringing back the boxing ring. He's doing the wrestling program, and there'll be money added to the budget this year to give him money to bring back other programs to help try to keep some of the youth and young teenagers and young adults off of the streets with more programming through the PAL. So that's a good program. A recovery diversion program. This first started in 2021 in Long Branch, and it's a program done by the Monmouth County Prosecutor's Office. So this is a great program where you're a first-time offender or something. Instead of you found guilty or anything, you can work your way out of it and it will be expunged. And it's, again, the prosecutor's office started this in Long Branch, so we're the second city to get it. And it's a great program. I'm very happy Asbury Park was the second one. And it worked very well in Long Branch and comes highly recommended.
John, thank you so much.
Thank you.